I think as an industry, the issues around how we treat people in the workforce is a really important thing that we need to address. So there's a perception in the construction industry and the infrastructure industry that people aren't necessarily treated that well, especially further down the supply chain. There's an issue with attracting people into the industry.
According to the school, there's about 157,000 new recruits needed by 2021. So it's evident that we really need to get our ducks in a row.
When I first sat on the special interest group some 18 months ago, we started off by looking at just labour. And we soon realised that it was a much bigger picture than just labour in just that element as in the skill shortage. It incorporated things like EDI, fair payment, modern slavery. So because of that, we actually sort of realised that we had to look at the most valuable resource in our industry, which is our people.
People don't naturally progress a career in construction, so we need to make sure that the 2.4 million people that are employed in construction are treated well, which will hopefully also encourage people to enter the industry in the future. The Charter in itself provides a platform for companies to first of all establish where we are at the moment in the industry, but also gives a clear roadmap on where they should be going in the future.
The reason why we're signing the Charter is because it gives us a defined framework and a roadmap, in fact a journey of where we should be going to achieve that ultimate goal of actually hitting the level 5 or the world class in each of those 8 commitments. And in fact it's a toolkit that we can use, like I said, further down the line to our supply chain, but we need to be embracing those first and become those world-class leaders before we start to get these guys on that same journey as us.
I think creating a fair culture with an inclusive environment and good workplace practices will attract and retain the right type of people to our industry. Not only that, but us being a labour supply company, people are at the core of everything we do, and our people really do matter. So with that being said, I think the Charter was such a great starting point for us.
I think when you first look at the Charter, there are lots of elements to it, and I wouldn't be overwhelmed by that. I think you need to look at each aspect of the commitments, whether they're requirements or there's an intent, and just look at where you're starting from. There's not an expectation that you can deliver everything on day one, and I think that every organisation will be delivering certain aspects of what is required. So it's just thinking about it as a journey, thinking about it as a commitment, around where you want to be, not necessarily where you have to be at that point in time. So I would take a step back and not be overwhelmed by it, and make sure you engage people in your organisation around what it means, and to, reflect what you're already doing and to get some credit for the good work that's already happening in your organisation.
Resources or knowledge aren't always there, so to tap into the wealth of information and learning material that's available on the Supply Chain School and their website, it allows you to fast track your learning, and as an industry I think we all benefit from that.
I think this Charter is a great roadmap and a great framework to set standards and set best people practices across the industry. So we're fully on board, and I hope the industry would come on board as well.
The advice that I would give is do it. The adage that a rising tide raises all boats is true here. And not only will you get a good, strong, resilient supply chain, but you'll have in-depth knowledge of how your supply chain are being responsible and ethical procurers of people.